Hey everyone, this is Russ, Lead Crayon, and I wanted to do a quick review video of GLP's Gaslight. Now, the Gaslight is kind of like a cake tobacco. There was a discussion on Voxer earlier today about whether it's a plug or a cake. This is kind of what it looks like. I've already torn off some of this. It's basically just a big block. Looks like a cake to me. It's very dark, rich colored. The aroma has a light Latakia scent, a woody, earthy scent, and it seems very nice. Now what I did was I rubbed it out so I could get it into a pipe. It's also very moist. It seems like very moist tobacco. I've got it loaded up in my Peterson here. So we're going to see if we can get this lit and give it a shot. There it is. Hopefully my lighter will cooperate. Okay, the first thing that hit me was Latakia. Pretty strong. That was only like on the first puff, though. After that, it kind of went away, and it left a sweet kind of sugary note in there, as well as the earth, and something I cannot place at all. I'm going to have to give it another try here, another light, and see what we get. It's definitely a full-bodied smoke. Lots of rich, toasty flavor in it. I think it may be a little moist still, since it's not staying well lit. But the flavor is interesting. There's a little Latakia, a little sweet, and then there's that something I can't really place. So I'm going to take a quick pause here and go take a look at what Gaslight actually is, so then I can see if I can figure out if I'm actually tasting any of that. Okay, I just looked it up, and I hit the nail pretty much right on the head. The initial hit of Latakia is apparently the primary ingredient in GLP's Gaslight. It is then seasoned with red Virginias, which is what gave it that sweetness overtone. And then the thing that kind of came over the top of all of that I couldn't really identify was an Oriental blend. I think what I like most about Gaslight is you can taste all three of them simultaneously. It's like you taste Latakia, then you get sweet, and then on the back end, the finish, kind of coming over the top, is the Oriental. It's not blended together necessarily to create a flavor. It is three blends that create three separate flavors, and they're literally layered. Every draw is Latakia first, then sweet, then Oriental on the finish. And I have to say I'm impressed by that. That is probably one of the most unique and different tobaccos that I've tried so far. Most of the stuff I've tried, mixes things together to create a flavor profile. This actually creates a layered structure. Wow, that's very cool. Kudos to the blender at GLP's for creating Gaslight. I didn't really think I would like this because it's kind of a more stronger, fuller blend. It doesn't have a lot of strength. It's not like a big tobacco or a big nicotine hit or anything like that. But the flavors are outstanding. And they're outstanding. It's standing out because each one is its own individual thing. It's great. Alright, I'm going to work down towards the bottom of the bowl and see if anything changes. So we'll catch you in a bit. Alright, so I got down to the bottom here and my bowl is actually empty because I think the tobacco was just a tiny bit too wet and it was getting packed in and really hot down towards the bottom of the bowl. I probably should have just created an air pocket, but didn't do that for loading it this time. But the flavor profile did a slight change. As I got to about the middle of the bowl, the sweetness picked up. The Virginias were a little more prominent, but it never changed from the Latakia, Virginia, and then Oriental over the top, sort of layering. And that lasted the whole way to the bottom. But it was about even at the start. Virginia picked up in the middle, and then by the bottom of the bowl, Virginia was gone completely, pretty much, and it was Latakia. Pretty much straight up Latakia when it started to get hot. But I love the complexity of the blend. The aroma out of the bag didn't give any indication of what you're getting into. I'd say on the tin note or out of the bag, I'd only give it about a 2.5 out of 5 because it pretty much just seemed like Latakia. Then the room note, I mean, it smells great when you're smoking it. I mean, it's a smoky blend. You know, you have to like that kind of thing. So for the aromatic lovers, probably not going to be your thing. But room note, I would give it a solid 4 out of 5. And for the richness, complexity, and consistency of the tobacco, smoking it in the pipe, I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. So very high marks for Gaslight. So if you're into Latakia Oriental, sort of Englishly blends with a little bit of sweetness over the top, certainly nothing like an aromatic. It's a very full-bodied blend. No strength, didn't get any nicotine hit off or anything. Complex, beautiful smoke. Latakia lovers will love it, even though it's not like a bomb, doesn't hit you over the head. So if you want to try a great smoke, I don't know that I'd smoke it any time of the day or night. It is kind of strong, full-bodied. So maybe save it for late afternoon, early evening, something like that. Certainly not first thing in the morning, unless you like to power smoke when you first wake up, you know. But give it a try if you haven't. Pease Gaslight. Good stuff. Pick it up. We'll talk to you soon. Ciao.